Media stereotyping of Muslims as terrorists. Thomas Baird. Because the media shapes what we believe, the negative portrayal of an ethnic group or social class by the media can be detrimental. Nazi Germany understood this correlation and manipulated it to undermine Jews with anti-Semitic propaganda. Whereas the Nazis were confined to radio broadcasts and pamphlets, today's media can spread an image instantly anywhere in the world via satellites. Although anti-Semitic portrayals have lessened substantially, media stereotyping of Muslims is at an all-time high. Through the deliberate portrayal of the Islamic faith as one of violence, the media, including Hollywood films, succeed in stereotyping Muslims as radical terrorists. Depicting Muslims almost exclusively as terrorists is one way Hollywood stereotypes Muslims. In the movie True Lies, for example, Palestinian Muslims are portrayed as murderous terrorists plotting to kill thousands of innocent Americans. The Muslim group is called Crimson Jihad, and their ultimate goal is to incinerate Miami with an atomic bomb. The intervention of Arnold Schwarzenegger, commando-like character, is required to prevent these radicals from accomplishing this unspeakable act. In one scene, an Uzi tossed down a flight of stairs unintentionally cuts down a room full of Arabs. Intending to be comical, this scene was surely offensive to Arab Muslim viewers. The terrorists are viewed as inhuman because their goals include mass murder, yet the accidental murder of a room full of Muslims is supposed to stir laughter. Executive Decision is another movie that employs Muslim characters as villains. In this movie, Muslims hijack a passenger jet, terrorize passengers, kill a flight attendant, and prepare to unload enough lethal nerve gas to kill the millions of residents of Washington, D.C. and the neighboring East Coast. Throughout the movie, Islam itself is equated with violence. At one point, a Muslim enters the dining room of a ritzy London hotel and massacres innocent couples. He is shown holding the Holy Quran in one hand and a bomb in the other. Movies are not the only medium guilty of stereotyping. Magazines often portray the Islamic doctrine of jihad incorrectly to reinforce the violent stereotype. In the Rolling Stone article, The Never-Ending Jihad, Jeffrey Goldberg defines Mufti as a cleric who is allowed to issue fatwas or religious rulings on matters ranging from family law to the rules governing the waging of jihad or holy war. Later in the article, he explained that the goal of his research was to see from the inside what this jihad factory was producing. Taken together, the comments led the reader to believe that the author is investigating a holy war factory. The stereotyped image is of a barbaric institution teaching its followers such skills as firing an AK-47. However, the article actually reveals this holy war factory as a place where students are required to memorize the Quran verbatim. It is far from the gun-toting stereotype that the author originally portrays, a stereotype that reinforces the mistaken notion that all Muslims support and cultivate terrorists. Even Forbes magazine, a prominent publication for entrepreneurs, published Niels Weinberg's articles with the title Leading the Jihad. This article has no connection to an Islamic subject. It concerns E-Trade's chief strategist's new plan for updating technology, a plan that involves a more adult form of jihad. The stereotype has progressed to the point that jihad is used as a synonym for battle in American business lingo. In the Islamic doctrine of jihad, does not advocate violence. The Muhammad Abdul Malik addresses the tendency of people to use jihad incorrectly. Jihad is the duty of Muslims to commit themselves to a struggle on all fronts, moral, spiritual, and political, to create a just and decent society. It is not a holy war against the non-believers as is commonly understood. Yet the misconception persists, enabling the stereotype to prevail. The stereotype is so persistent that it causes the media to abandon one of our cherished beliefs, that a person is innocent until proven guilty. When a bomb devastated the Murrah building in Oklahoma City, no suspects were immediately obvious. As is often the case, the media made unfounded accusations based on stereotypical thinking. Unconfirmed reports of Muslim suspects soon surfaced. Said Deep, author of Rush to Judgment, feels that CNN began the attacks on Muslims. He remarks, without citing sources, CNN reported the day after the bombing that federal authorities had arrested 3 men of Middle Eastern extraction in connection with the bombing. CNN, a world leader in television news broadcasting, stated unconfirmed reports of Muslim suspects based on a stereotype. It is difficult for many Americans to consider Islamic stereotyping unjust. The stereotype exists because some Muslims are terrorists, because the media has drummed into the American collective consciousness that the term jihad and holy war are synonymous. Muslim extremist groups such as Al-Qaeda and Hamas call for jihad to declare a holy war. However, just as true Catholics do not embrace priests who sexually abuse children, true Muslims reject the ranting of extremists. We must keep in mind that misinterpretations of holy scriptures occur in all religions. The misuse of jihad by some Muslim groups is comparable to the Roman Catholic Church's misuse of the Old Testament to justify the Crusades. Islam is a religion of peace. The violence of some extremists does not justify the stereotyping of Muslims in movies and other media.